clearing close in the forest you'll find a fabulous banquet, a fairy ball. If you close your eyes and you open your mind, the veil disappears and you'll see it all.
Hi my angels, it's Hailey Reese, and for today's video, you and I are diving back into the concept and the storyline of Dear David. Except this time, we're taking a different spin on it because I want to investigate the theory that Dear David may actually be a hoax. Now, I never, ever try to discredit somebody's paranormal experiences. I mean, I know a ton of mine can sound a little bit unbelievable, and there's probably tons of people who think my stories, my experiences, and my videos are a hoax. So for argument's sake, I would like to say that I am not sitting here today calling Adam Ellis a liar. All I'm saying is that we have explored the possibility of what David could be in previous videos. So for today's, we're going to investigate what he could not be. So I told you guys in my last video that I was going to have my uncle, who is an incredible digital artist, throw the photos of David into his programs and see if there's any sort of photo manipulation and kind of play around with them to see if it could be a hoax. And I did have him do that. So make sure you stay tuned for that part of the video because I was interested to hear what he thinks of the Dear David theories. I have lately more than ever been diving more into who Adam Ellis is, and that was kind of inspired by my friend Loey, who figured out a couple of interesting correlations between Adam Ellis and other stories that have happened in the world. And so I kind of decided to dig my spin onto it, dig into further who this person is, what makes him up, what his characteristics are, and what could possibly incline him to alter, enhance, or create a story such as Dear David. So if you guys want to hear some of my theories and share some of yours down below, I am so excited. Let's get into this video. So let's take a look at Adam Ellis's Twitter profile, shall we? So something interesting that I note about Adam Ellis's profile now in comparison to what it was when the whole Dear David phenomenon started is that his bio is a little face, which I'm assuming could be David. It says comics boy, my apparel store, and inquiries. It no longer says that he is an author and that his upcoming book is coming out. But I can almost guarantee you guys, if you go back to my original Dear David video and you take a look at the screen grabs, that Adam Ellis had that he was an author in his bio and that he was working on an upcoming book for 2018. So I find it a little suspicious that that's been removed from his bio as people start to kind of turn up the heat on the theory of, is he real? Is this story the truth, or is it part of his upcoming book? I find that a little peculiar. I don't know about you guys. But Adam Ellis is actually an author, and he is planning, or was planning, on releasing a book come 2018. I'm gonna read you guys a little snippet regarding that I found online. So an article says, Adam Ellis has a book in the works. According to his latest Instagram post and Twitter bio, Ellis is currently working on a new book scheduled to be released in 2018. He also has a lot of secret projects happening in the new year. So this is actually the caption of one of his Instagram posts. I have a book coming out in 2018 and I've been keeping track of all the pages I've drawn on my wall. Me and my publisher set a goal of 100 pages, but I'm hoping to have way more than that when my book is due in May. It's been a long journey and I'm only halfway done, but I'm really excited to share this book with you next fall. I also have a lot of secret projects happening next year that I can't talk about yet. 2018 is going to be really exciting. So he's actually an artist as well, which is probably why he can create such great visuals of David when he was doing them in sketches. So I'm not entirely sure if these books are going to be illustrated by him or written by him, but I know for a fact that in his bio it said that he was an author. I know this 100% because right when this story began, I was kind of like, huh, he's an author, he's really good at writing about the Dear David thread. Kind of makes you wonder a little bit. Now, Adam Ellis has actually contributed to over 400 posts on BuzzFeed. He actually works for BuzzFeed. And one of my really great friends here on YouTube, Loey Lane, dug into the theory that one of her subscribers had sent in to her, and that was that there was a BuzzFeed unsolved case about a boy who was found in like a store crate box. He suffered a head trauma. He looked very, very freakishly similar to David. And so there was a lot of speculation that he had drawn inspiration from this particular BuzzFeed unsolved involved and kind of made it his own with David. Now the problem is that somebody like Adam Ellis is he could be telling the complete truth, but when you create stories and illustrations and you're a very artistic, creative person from your own mind, it's very easy for you to be put under speculation. I mean, I did a lot of acting when I was younger, and I really enjoy acting and singing and anything in the entertainment business, and that puts me sometimes in a position where people are like, is she making her stories up? You know, is she acting? Which definitely not. So I can see both sides of that conspiracy, but it is kind of difficult to paint whether or not this is some sort of big media scandal or scam in order to promote his upcoming projects that he has now stopped promoting in his Twitter biography. So it's tough to say. It's very difficult to say that he drew inspiration from BuzzFeed Unsolved. It's difficult to say whether or not he drew inspiration from his own mind. And it's even more difficult to say, did this start out as a regular haunting? He talked about it, it went viral, and he realized, hey, if I keep this thing going and keep people engaged on my Twitter page and you know, all of my different social media handles, once I release my book, this will be great. All these people will be waiting for it because they're engaged. And so maybe he didn't want to let the hype that he had genuinely created die down, and so he continues to run with the Dear David story. It's really, really difficult to say. Now let's get into what my uncle says about the pictures. So something really interesting that I didn't know, because I've never dabbled in Photoshop, and him and I have actually never talked about Photoshop too much, but when I asked him if there was any way he could tell, he said that there are ways that people can tell if the pictures come from a different source or the layers, or I don't know, you guys, it's tech talk. I'm not that great at it, to be entirely honest with you, but he said that there are also ways to cover up your Photoshop tracks. And so he can't tell whether or not it was Photoshopped, but he can say that there's no like direct URL or direct layering that he can see in his programs of Photoshop having been done. However, in one of his high-tech programs, he kind of played around with the lighting a lot and like upped different contrasts and this and that and put different effects and whatever, and kind of tried to get it to the most raw state. He said it's a very grainy photo, which if somebody's trying to manipulate, they would hope for it to be, you know, undetectable. But he said, in his strong opinion, it is a doll with a head dented in, taken in a very grainy format in order to not really be able to tell. He said if you look at the way that the neck is, you look at the way that the head is, you look at the way it's indented, you compare a photo like this to a photo like this, and it really makes you believe that this is just some sort of dull and really poor camera photography skills in order to make it. Could it be Dear David, or could it be something else? Now, something that I want to conclude on that I found really interesting is that Adam Ellis has received a ton of offers and interests for psychics and mediums and people who really know what they're doing to come in and investigate his space and witness it. He's been offered from TV shows, he's been offered tons of things, and I understand he doesn't want to disrupt David, but he doesn't want anyone to come into the space and witness it as well. So that kind of leaves room for conspiracy. I don't know, you guys, I'll be entirely honest with you. I'm leaning towards the fact that maybe it started out as a real ghost experience and it's turning into this big PR thing that is working so ridiculously well for him. I find it strange that he is no longer promoting the fact he's an author and has a book coming out on his Twitter. But I really am not one to speak. I mean, I experience unbelievable things day to day, and I am the last person who can call hoax on somebody. I just personally don't necessarily buy into it like I once did. What do you guys think of this Dear David story? Do you think it's gone too far? Do you think it's the truth? Or do you think that some of these little strange things I pointed out lead you to believe that maybe it's a hoax? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below, you guys. I am so interested to hear what you have to say. And on that note, I am going to conclude here because I feel like that is basically all I have to say on this for now. I have a couple of little tricks up my sleeve as to investigating this further. So if you want a part 2 with more factual facts and showing you some of the programs my uncle's used and how he kind of gets to the consensus that it is a doll, let me know. I will definitely try to get him in on that to show and share with you guys what makes him strongly, strongly believe that it's a doll. But without further ado, I'm going to conclude here. I can't wait until I see you guys in my next video. And for those of you who have stuck on this long, I have an exciting announcement. I have decided to do 25 days of Reesemas, so you guys are getting 25 videos back to back to back for the month of December all the way until Christmas. It's gonna kind of be my Christmas present to you guys, so if you stuck around to this end of the video, I'm so excited to share this with you guys. I hope you are excited for Reesemas this year. It's kind of gonna just be a video every single day. I'll try to do some Christmas themed spooky stuff, but I don't know, it's just my present to you guys for being such an incredible, loyal family. I just want to be able to return the love and give you guys another month of videos. On that note, you guys, that is it for today's video. If you enjoyed today's video but you are not yet subscribed, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. I post a ton of videos. I'm posting 25 videos straight for the month of December, so you definitely don't want to miss out. And please give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. That makes my heart really, really happy and it means the world, so please do that. Remember, my loves, do all things with kindness, and until next time, I love you!